Dear one, have you come across a person with visual impairment and you want to offer support to him or her and you are confused about the best way to do that? Do you have a person with visual impairment and you're finding it very difficult to give her the best of support he or she needs? If you find yourself in one of these two categories that I listed, you now know that this video is for you. First of all, we are living in a world that is designed not having persons with visual impairment in mind. That's the obvious truth. Now, persons with visual impairment can equally live a meaningful life if the world could learn the best way to support them. Supporting a person with visual impairment is built on three things: respect, empathy, and awareness. Now, let's speak about respect. How do you respect a person with visual impairment? You respect a person with visual impairment by having that clear understanding that before visual impairment, he or she is a human first. Now, we know that every human dignity or freedom must be respected. That is to say that as a human, you have the right to make choices. Now, by my personal experience, I've come across people who sometimes oppose the choices that I feel that is suitable for me in the name of their rendering help to me. So in order to respect a person with visual impairment in that regard, in terms of helping him or her, you have to allow his opinion to count on things that concerns him. For example, let's say that he or she wants to put on a black polo that I am wearing. You don't need to come and tell him that the white is okay. Even if you want to tell him or her that, you have to say it respectfully, not putting it to him like a lawyer. And as we used to say, we'll put it to you. So you don't put it to the person, you have to just make honest suggestions. That's about what to eat. Let me tell you a story. I went out with a friend one day to visit one of his friends. And while we were there, he brought drinks for us to take. Without asking me what I'm going to take, he decided to go and bring malt for me. Then, and brought an alcoholic drink for my friend. So when I jokingly asked him, so why did you give me malt and also give my friend a different drink? He said that because you are visually impaired, you don't have to take alcohol. I said, that is very disrespectful. So you don't make a choice of what I'm going to eat or what I'm going to take. So even if you want to do that, you have to first of all ask the person. You should have asked me before you do that. Now let's go to the second one, empathy. Empathy is very essential. And as a person with visual impairment, I have discovered that when people come across a person with visual impairment, they prefer to give pity instead of empathy. If you are pitying a person with visual impairment, you are degrading the life of that person. You are demeaning the life of that person. You're making the person to look helpless, not helpful. Now, how do you practice empathy with a person with visual impairment? Now, I want you to take a moment and close your eyes a bit. Now, how do you feel? Imagine yourself, you find yourself in such a situation and you still want to live a meaningful life. I mean, however you want to be treated, that is also how I want you to start treating any person with visual impairment that you come across. Now let's move over to the awareness. You have to be aware that this person you are with is visually impaired. For a matter of fact, some time ago I went out with a friend of mine. Yeah, we went to buy something. While we were about to leave, the young man left me there. And he said, I forgot that you're no longer seeing me. So you have to be aware that you are with a person with visual impairment, and there are things you are expected to do for him. What are those basic things that you're supposed to do for a person with visual impairment? You have to use your eyes to serve him. Like whatever you know that is required sight to do, that is what is expected of you to do. Beyond this, you are not supporting the person. You are making the person to do what? To be lazy. Alright? So let me reiterate by saying that a person with visual impairment can live a meaningful life like every other person, but it must build on three things: respect, empathy, and awareness. So when next you meet a person with visual impairment, respect him or her by allowing the opinion to count. Imagine if you find yourself in his or her situation, how you want other people to treat you. Treat him or her that way. Lastly, always be aware that what is expected of you to do for a person with visual impairment, ideally, is to use your eyes to assist him to do the things he won't be able to do because of lack of sight. Ciao.